From somebody else who was there. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy was at that meeting and joined us. So, who's right?
The president's right. I've never watched somebody talk about a meeting so different than actually what took place. The president walks into this meeting, not only he's bringing everybody together, trying to get to an agreement. He brought candy in the process, start the meeting out. He gave it to Chuck, the candy to start out with. The president walked through and said, you know what? This is where we're at. We've worked through the weekend. Here's a piece of paper of all the things we worked on through the weekend with your staff. Now let me turn over the entire meeting to you, Chuck, and to Speaker Pelosi. You know what happened then? They did exactly what they've been doing the whole time. They kind of stonewalled. They're hurting the American public. The president then turned and said, okay, Nancy, if I do what you want and we open the government up right now, in 30 days, you said we could do something about border wall. She said, no, nothing at all. He didn't slam the table. He just said, well, it doesn't seem like this is productive, and simply walked out while we continued to talk.
And are you, Kevin, are you
Yes.
telling me right now that if she answered yes, we'll put it all on the table, hash out in 30 days, the president would have reopened the government?
If he was going to get some border wall, I think the president would be there. Listen, the entire time these negotiations have been going on, it has been the president bringing offers to the Democrats. The Democrats have not one time made any counter offer back. Remember, we are in this shutdown because it takes 60 votes in the Senate. Senator Schumer decided to have a shutdown. We are hurting the American public. The president actually compromised, gone to steel slates instead of concrete, which the Democrats had asked for. The president has found common ground. It is the Democrats that continue to argue to try to say there's not a crisis. President Obama in 2014 called the border a major crisis, a humanitarian crisis. Right. Schumer voted for fencing. He's done this many times before.
And Nancy Pelosi twice. But so, Congressman, having said all that, where are we now? What are the plans now? Do you think the leaders should move out of the way and put other surrogates forward since it's too personal?
Well, I'm telling you what, the only reason they changed their mind about having border security is because it's President Trump. They do not want to give President Trump the ability to solve this problem. And I think if they cannot change their course, the Democrats should actually change their leadership, who's coming to these meetings. I believe we could solve this. And the president said this in the meeting yesterday. Look, I said 45 minutes. I think we can solve this in 15 minutes. And we could. We could make this solution. We could move America forward. We could have border security. And who in America believes, if Nancy Pelosi, she sits there and says she believes in border security, and then I ask her, what's the definition of that? She says it's no barrier. She thinks a barrier is immoral. Well, if you look what's happened in San Diego, Yuma, and El Paso, it has protected those individuals.
Lastly, Kevin, so you think Speaker Pelosi is more the problem than Chuck Schumer is?
Well, it's a combination of the two because they don't part ways, and they sit there. They won't even allow people to present facts to them. And then to misrepresent what happened in the meeting yesterday, that's harming the American public. We should be back in the room, solve this problem, move America forward, and keep this border secure.
Are you for or against the president using emergency action and just doing it using defense funds?
Look, I think the best way to do this is legislatively. That's why the president continues to stay in the room. That's why the president continues to work. If the president was not calling us together, there would be no movement in here. I found the president continuing making offers, continuing to try to find a solution, and I know he will not give up on this because he promised the American public.
All right, Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, thanks so much.